I'm Greta Morris, and I'm here to talk to you about math concepts that you can introduce to your children at home. You don't have to do anything different, you have to just do everything that you do normally at home. And you can do concepts with sorting and classifying with children very young. And that would probably be the easiest. You can look at what's the same and what's different. For instance, while you're sorting socks, and you could be looking at, and you can just have the child look at your socks, and you can say, okay, let's see, I need to put them together, the ones that are the same. Which ones would you put together? And so first of all, you could start with easier socks that look real different from one another. So for instance, this would be pretty easy to pick these socks out. So you can have them learn how to turn them inside out. And then after they sort all the socks of ones that are really different, so it's really easy to sort, you can go into sorting socks that look the same, but one might be longer and one might be shorter. So here it would be really hard to see these blue socks that they are the same in one way, in one attribute they're the same, but in another attribute they're different. So one's longer and one's shorter. So it's teaching a different type of a concept. You can also have them do it with other household items, such as clothing, such as dishes. So there's a variety of places that you can help them to sort and classify things. Another option is counting. Counting is a real easy thing to put into your daytime routine. If you go to the grocery store, you can count the number of items that you need to buy and make sure you have that many items when you leave the store. You can count how many steps it is to go up to bed every night. You could count how many houses there are on your street when you take a walk. There's just a variety of places in your life that you can just use that counting. If they're bored in a car, is a great place to do some counting. How many stop signs do you see? How many animals do you see? So there's just a variety of places in your life that you could do things like that. Another thing that you could do is a one-to-one correspondence, which is a real interesting and helpful concept for children. If you were setting the table, you could, in the very beginning stages of setting a table, you would already have the dishes out for the children and then say, okay, we're going to have 4 people here for dinner. And then you say, okay, well, we need to have 1 fork at each place. And then the children would set the table with 1 fork, and then we need 1 spoon. So they'd be noticing that there's 1 fork only with a plate and 1 spoon with a plate. So that's called one-to-one correspondence. Then a little bit more advanced is you can help them go into a more abstract thought process and say, okay, how many people do you think we're going to have here for dinner? And then they would have to think about who is not there with them right now, but who will be there. And then you can say, okay, so how many plates do we need? So you count that many plates, and then you go on to how many, like the other things that need to be set with the table with. You also want to show them numbers in their life, and there's real natural ways of showing children numbers. If you're dialing a phone, you can show them what numbers there are in a phone number. Addresses, as you're walking down the street, you can look at the numbers of addresses and talk about the numbers. You can talk also about numbers on a clock. So there are so many different ways that you can introduce numbers to children without it having to be a lesson. One thing to also really realize is that we do it in a very natural way. We're not teaching and we're not testing children, we're teaching them. So we have to make it fun for the children, not say, okay, what number is this? What letter is this? And so we're not reprimanding them when they don't know. We're trying to show them what is all around them, because the more they learn in a natural setting, the better they're going to understand it.